Jaya Radha Madhava Gavidari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Raja, Kamachandra Raja, Kamachandra Raja. Jaya Raja, Kamachandra Raja, Kamachandra Raja. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo. Jai Vishnupada Paramusa Parivadakacharya Stotara Sata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charnaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advait Gadadhar Sri Vaishadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Sri Sri Radha Shyam Sundir Lalita Vishakha Devi Ki Gaur Premanandi. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Reading from Granth Raj, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, as it is translated and commented by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. chapter 4, text 13. Responsibly, please. Chaturvarnyam, the four divisions of human society. Maya, by me. System, created. Guna, of quality. Karma, and work. Vibhagasha, in terms of divisions. Tasya, of that. Kartaram, the father. Api, although. Mam, me. Vidhi, you may know. Akartaram, as the non-doer. Avyayam, unchangeable. Chaturvarnam maya srishtim, guna karma vibhagasha, tasya kartaram api mam, vidyaya kartaram avyayam. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtim, guna karma vibhagasha, tasya kartaram api mam, vidya kartaram avyayam. Yes.
Chaturvarnam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagasah tasya kartaram api mam vidya kartaram avyayam. Chaturvarnam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagasah tasya kartaram api mam vidya kartaram avyayam. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagasah tasya kartaram api mam vidya kartaram avyayam. Guna karma vibhagasah tasya kartaram api mam vidya kartaram avyayam. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagasah tasya kartaram api mam vidya kartaram avyayam. Chaturvarnam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagasah tasya kartaram api mam vidya kartaram avyayam.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. according to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. Please repeat after me. According to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. Purport by His divine grace. The Lord is the creator of everything. Everything is born of Him. Everything is sustained by Him, and everything after annihilation rests in Him. He is therefore the creator of the four divisions of social order, beginning with the intelligent class of men, technically called Brahman, due to their being situated in the mood of goodness. Next is the administrative class, technically called the Kshatriyas, due to their being situated in the mood of passion. The mercantile men, called the Vaishyas, are situated in the mixed moods of passion and ignorance, and the Sudra or labor class are situated in the ignorance mood of material nature. In spite of His creating the four divisions of human society, Lord Krishna does not belong to any of these divisions because He is not one of the conditioned souls, a section of whom from human society, a section of whom form human society. Human society is similar to any other animal society, but to elevate them from the animal status, the above mentioned divisions are created by the Lord for the systematic development of Krishna consciousness. The tendency of a particular man towards work is determined by the mode of material nature which he has acquired. Such symptoms of life, according to the different mode of material nature, are described in the 18th chapter of this work. A person in Krishna consciousness, however, is above even the Brahmins, although Brahmins by quality are supposed to know about Brahman, the supreme absolute truth. Most of them approach only the impersonal Brahman, manifestation of Lord Krishna. But a man who transcends the limited knowledge of a Brahman and reaches the knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, becomes a person in Krishna consciousness, or in other words, a Vaishnava. Krishna consciousness includes knowledge of all different plenary expansions of Krishna, namely Ram, Narsimha, Varaha, etc. Let me read that again. Or in other words, a Vaishnava, Krishna consciousness includes knowledge of all different plenary expansion of Krishna, namely Ram, Narsimha, Vara, etc. And as Krishna is transcendental of this system of the four divisions of human society. A person in Krishna consciousness is also transcendental to all divisions of human society, whether we consider the division of community, nation, or species. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjanasya
चक्षुर्मिलितं येन
Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rup Kadamayam Rati Swapadantikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishvanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advait Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Chaturvarnamaya Srishti Guna Karma Vibhagasha Tasya Kartarma Pima Videya Kartarma Avyayam. According to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. So, Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedant Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvisheshanyavadi Prachata Deshata. So Chaturvarnamaya system Guna Karma Vibhagasha. The human society is divided into four spiritual order and poor material social order. So, Varna and Ashram. So, here four of social order is described. That is Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Sudra. So Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and He is the greatest administrator. He is a creator. He created. So in itself says that so put out the manual by which a created thing will work. Just like Prabhupada is giving example, this microphone is created by something. So along with microphone, there is a literature explaining how this will work. Microphone will work. Similarly, he created these four social order and how this social order should work is also written down by him. He is a perfect manager, and in order to make human beings happy, peaceful, blissful, he has divided them according to their association with the modes of material nature. So sattva, rajas and tama, mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance, are the three modes of material nature. So a human being will sow by his behavior what modes he would like to associate with and how he will act. So according to Sattva Gun, he divided them into Brahmins, spiritually elevated people. Brahmins, Brahma, Janati iti Brahman, one who knows Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is a Brahman. So Brahman is supposed to be in mode of goodness, and Kshatriyas in the mode of passion. Kshatriyas means kings and administrators and organizers. Kshatriya. And then Vaishyas, they are in a mixed mode, passion and ignorance. So Vaishya, they are Kushi Guraksha Vanijyam. Their qualities and their work is that they will do agriculture, production, and cow protection. That is Vaishya. And mode of ignorance are the Sudras. And then lower than Sudras are also there, and higher than Brahmins are also there. Higher than Brahmins are those who are above modes of material nature, called Vaishnavas. Prabhupada says in purport that Vaishnavas are above all this Varna and Ashram. They are devotees of Lord Krishna. So, Krishna, being perfect manager, he has divided his srishti, his creation, into these four material division, and spiritual division is fifth one, Vaishnavas, such as us and certain demigods, Vaishnava. Vishnu Bhakta Bhavet Deva, Asuryasya Viparjaya. So those who are devotee of Vishnu, Krishna, they are called demigods. And Asuras, Rakshasas, demons, they are non-devotees. So Krishna divided human society in such a way. Why? What is the reason? The reason is that by becoming complementary to each other, they can live very happily, blissful, peaceful. And Varna and Ashram. Ashram is also divided into four because the human society can become peaceful, blissful, happy. There is Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanprastha and Sannyas. So this division has to be there. If the division is not there, then human beings will be like animals, no better than animals. Disturbance. They will create disturbance, havoc, and they will be unhappy and they will make others unhappy. No culture. This is called Sanskriti. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanprastha and Sannyas. This is culture, cultured society. It is meant to elevate the consciousness of human beings to the topmost consciousness called Krishna consciousness. We have seen Brahmana's consciousness is way elevated than Sudra's. So Krishna wants human society, human beings to be happy. That's the idea. Not to look down upon people. Hey, this is Sudra, and this is Vaishya, and this is Kshatriya, and we are higher caste and lower caste. There is no question of caste, Varna and Ashram. Caste is man-made particular tribe. That's a caste. We are not talking about caste. We are talking about absolute management of Krishna. So without this, human beings will become very unhappy, misfortunate, misguided, and so many. It's a big mess. Big mess. Prabhupada went to Russia, saw Professor Katoksi, and he couldn't understand why this system, Chaturvarnamaya system, is there. Because it's Sudra. He cannot understand this. Sudra cannot understand scripture. Three Vaishya Sudra. Tvai na Sruti Gochara. Bhagavat. So Sudra has no higher intelligence to understand. So communist, everybody is equal. Everybody equal. How can everybody be equal if they are associating with different modes of material nature? प्रकृति क्रियमाणानि गुणै कर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकार विमूढ़ात्मा कर्तारम इति मन्यते. Mood-atma. They cannot understand why Krishna has divided human society. So, Prabhupada says that 50% of my work is left because of this setting this varnashram properly. He had no time. He was in emergency. 12 years. He wanted to spread Krishna consciousness throughout the world. Nagaradigram sarvatra prachar hoy vimuranam. So that's why he couldn't get to establish Varnashram. He tried New Vrindavan, Gita Nagari, and so many farms around the world. Wollongba in Australia, big farm, 2,500 acres or more, I don't know. Quite many farms he tried to establish Varnashram. Quick money nowadays everywhere, even in India, there is no Varnashram left. It is finished. In 70 years, I have seen in my childhood perfect Varnashram. Many of you must have seen. And their division in the villages also, they will live in their particular area. Sudra, the outskirts of the village, and Vaishya, and then the Kshatriya will be right in the middle of village. Brahmins have their own Brahmapuri, separate. So, and they were functioning properly also. Brahman will not go to work, Nokri, will not work as a Sudra. Now all Brahmins in India became Sudra. You can hardly find Brahman. It's very pathetic, but what can be done? Employment, they accept employment. Very hard to find Brahman. They have named Trivedi, Dvivedi, and Chaturvedi. But here they're eating meat, fish, eggs, drinking, and here India, I don't know, but I have seen Trivedi and Dvivedi, doing so many. Anyway, that's not our discussion here, but there is no Varnashram left anymore in India. It's very pathetic. So, if at all we can get to, ISKCON can get to, back to establish this Varnashram, it will be very beautiful, happy, peaceful, blissful society. It may be very simple living, but thinking will be high, which can make us happy. The whole idea of being a human is to become and remain peaceful, blissful, happy at every moment. Every moment. Even marriages nowadays is internet marriage, and so many broken marriages. Because if Brahmins were marrying Sudra and so many no culture. No culture. It's all gone. It's very important, very important. We, at least thanks to Srila Prabhupada, that he established this society, Krishna Conscious Society, where we can become peaceful, blissful, and totally happy in Krishna consciousness. Devi Varnasram. Devi Varnasram means above Varnasram. Krishna in the center. Devi Varnasram means Krishna is in the center. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, they have at their home, in the middle of society, and everywhere Krishna is the center. That is Devi Varnasram. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur used this term, Devi Varnasram. So we are Devi Varnasram. We are working business. Some of you are Brahmins and some of them working as a Sudra and whatnot. But we haven't crystal clearly divided this devotees because that time is not there yet maybe. But this is Krishna's transcendental vision to make human society happy, to have Varna and Ashram. So we should do the best use of bad bargain. That's all we can do. So best use of bad bargain is that chant Hare Krishna, minimum 16 rounds, follow 4 regular principles. That in itself transcends Varnasram, Devi Varnasram. 4 regular principles and chanting 16 rounds. So that's the best use of bad bargain. We have no class left. So we should follow Devi Varnasram, become best Vaishnava. Vaishnava definition is that he has taken Vaishnavi Diksha and he is worshipping Lord Vishnu and he is chanting Lord Vishnu's mantra, that is Vaishnava. So in ISKCON this is the goal. This is the preaching. Chanting 16 rounds, take Diksha and worship Vishnu. Which puts us on transcendental platform. Like Prabhupada says in purport that Vaishnavas are above Varna and Ashram. So they want to create one society, then ideal society will be a Vaishnava society. But very, very rare to find Vaishnava. Manushyanam sahastreshu kaschidatithi siddhe yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam vetti tattvataha. So very difficult to find a devotee of the Lord. Handful. We are a handful. So chant Hare Krishna, follow 4 regular principle, worship Krishna, Radhashyam Sundar and become part of a Devi Varnashram. I'll stop here. Any question? Yes, Prabhu.
One quick comment on my question. American reporter once was interviewing Mahatma Gandhi, and he said to Mahatma Gandhi, "What do you think of American culture?" And Mahatma Gandhi's reply was, "It would be a good idea," showing that we don't have a culture. Here's my question. In 1977, right near the time Prabhupada left us, there was a discussion with Prabhupada, and the devotees were saying, but you're saying Varnashram, but we're devotees, so do we need Varnashram? And Prabhupada's reply was that they think they can chant like Lord Chaitanya, and they can't even chant 16 rounds, therefore Varnashram. So my question is, how do we see our place in Varnashram, even though we're trying to come to that transcendental platform? Or how should our society see the application of Varnashram, even though we know our goal is to transcend it?
I missed it.
Shall you say again?
You repeat last part, please.
Yeah. We know our goal is to become Vaishnavas, but in the meantime, how do we apply the Varnashram to our society?
Well, can you answer that yourself? You know the answer.
No.
Yes, go ahead.
In our society, as you may know, over the years, there was a group who very strongly suggested that we're meant to set up this Varnashram system. Mostly, this group came from the educators. Somehow I was involved in that. I wrote a paper on it and like that. But I'm very eager to hear from you, because I see that although, as you started out by saying, Prabhupada said 50% of my work isn't done. So someone who, not like myself, someone who's actually spiritually advanced, can give us a vision on how we can do that practically for ourselves, as members of society. That's why I asked you.
Well, in my mind, how it comes is, to answer you, we have to have a Krishna conscious President of America. Everything will, whole world will change. Then other presidents of India, and president of so many countries. But if you change a president of America is Vaishnava, everything will change. Or maybe President of America, Vaishnava, if he's Vaishnava, then he can change the constitution, little bit here and there, to have the goal of Varnashram. He introduces the goal of Varnashram in constitution. But that is very far to, looks like us shooting a rhino. Prabhupada says. So if President of America is Vaishnava, cows are safe. First thing will be no slaughterhouses. Cows will be saved, happy cows. And cows will be happy, that is the culture. And Brahmins, this is, will be created. So Brahman and cow will set a good cultural society. But right now, cows are sent to slaughterhouses. That's a big, big distress, pathetic. Even in India, 100%, maybe, I am saying 100%, but maybe less, but the cows goes to slaughterhouses. How can one can imagine to change the society? And Brahmins, they are not encouraged. Uh, Brahmins have to take up the work of a Sudra because they are not supported. Before, Brahmins were supported by other three divisions in India, but that is not there anymore. So this is a culture raised on cow and Brahman, and it both are in pathetic situation. So if you have a king, president of America, or yeah, America is a leading country. So if he is a Vaishnava, everything will become easy. Varnasrama will become easy. Yes, go ahead.
Of course, there was, Tamal Krishna Prabhupada. Prabhupada, you should be the king. And Prabhupada said, no,
No.
you should be the king, I'll be your advisor.
Yeah.
If I can ask in a more particular way, should we try to put ourselves in one of those four categories? So should we think of ourselves, I look at myself, should I try to be a Brahmin? Should I try to be a Kshatriya? Should we try to apply it in an individual way?
Yeah, individual way it will work, but we are trained to be a devotee, Vaishnava. That's what training is. We are not sent to farm or cow, take care of a cow, or we are not trained to do. We are trained to become a devotee, Vaishnava, above Varnasram. Not even Brahmanas. Brahmanas have many duties, Jyotish, and then Karmakand, and so many Vyavasai, so many Vyavasai for Brahmanas. But we are trained to become Vaishnava because we are not many as compared to population overall population. Any other question anybody has? Yes?
Is passion bad?
Is passion?
Passion bad.
No, passion of certain thing. Passion in bhakti is good. But passion in bhakti is slow. We should have passion in bhakti. Passion is okay if it is in a proper utility, passion. But otherwise, passion is mode of passion is in middle, not sattva or tam. Passion, bhagdor, making money and thinking so fast and go get it and passion. But that applied in bhakti, utsaha, passion, nischay, dhiraj, utsaha, nichayat, dhairyat, tat karma pravartanat, karma, passion, pravartanat. Passion is good in bhakti. So let's have that. Lalit ki. Any another question? Yes?
Yes. What about personal aspiration?
What about personal aspiration? A personal aspiration has to be there, but we should apply that personal aspiration in bhakti. Varnashram, slowly and gradually you elevate yourself. But we are training people to become Vaishnava. That's my understanding. Can be Brahmanas or any other, but Vaishnava. Any other question?
you for the wonderful class, Maharaj. So, Maharaj, does Varnashram not apply to us because we are trying to become Vaishnava, although we are not there yet? So, because Krishna is saying in the Gita that he has created this system. So, how does it really apply to someone like me who's trying to become a Vaishnava?
Uh, devotees are above Varna and Ashram. Prabhupada says right there. So we are trying to become a devotees, Vaishnava. So Prabhupada says in the purport itself, the Vaishnavas are above Varna and Ashram. Means they have crossed that culture. They are most cultured by following Varna and Ashram. Krishna says, Mama Vartamanu Vartanti Manushya Partha Sarvasha. He says, I am also trying to follow because I want to, otherwise people will follow me and their I'll become their bad cause. So we are trained to become bhakta, become devotee. So Varnashram, if you want to institute Varnashram, it has to come from, means king, and king can, kingdom, he can, if somebody is not following that Varna and ashram, then laws can apply like that. It's not by birth. Varna and ashram is not by birth. You take birth in Brahman family and you become Brahman. Guna karma vibhagasha. Chaturvarna maya srusti guna karma vibhagasha. Guna and karma. But in emergency, better to become Vaishnava rather than establishing this. Unless somebody is really self-effulgent acharya who can preach to big guns like President of America, and he becomes his disciple, and upper, like Lord Chaitanya, he converted big guns first. So, like Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya and the Pratap Rudra and King Pratap Rudra and so many, Prakashan and Saraswati, so many of them. Some empowered personality as good as God. He can change the human society. It can appear. Some Krishna can send or Krishna can come and he can do it. But otherwise it is very difficult task to change America and Russia into Varnashram, communist and capitalist. Very difficult. Very, very difficult. Here there is only Sudras and administrator, business class. No Brahman class. Maybe few fallen Brahman class, priest of church or mullahs maybe, and Brahmana is very difficult. We have to change a president of the country or whoever is in charge of the country, America, Russia, and big nations. If they can change to Vaishnavism, then it becomes easy. Otherwise, better to practice our bhakti, solamala or more, four regular principles, practicing Krishna consciousness. A small society like this, but we are happy associating with one another. If we are not happy associating with one another, then something is wrong in bhakti. But formula is given by our acharyas, especially Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Prabhupada, and so many acharyas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This culture, what we are practicing, is meant to make us totally blissful, peaceful, and happy. Okay, I think I am crossing my limit. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, आप सब वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की, श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर गौरताय की, गौर प्रेमानंदी.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for wonderful lecture. So as Prabhuji was mainly focused in emphasizing of being a leader, so we